guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be working on caster camber plates. Got all this stuff out here, and I wanted to show you kind of what all is included here in case you're buying one of these kits used or you have an old kit and you don't know if something's missing. Just I want to show you what's in here and how it's going to go together, and then we'll throw it on the car. So this is a Steeda kit. It doesn't look like the normal Steeda kit because we've changed some pieces, changed some bolts. These are some new plates here. The factory plates usually come the silver color, painted them up, and they look pretty bad there on the surface. So I had some new ones made up. A friend of mine cut these out for me. All right, so let's look and see what we have here in this kit. First of all, I want to show you these Steeda instructions that come with it. My car will be lowered closer to 2 inches or more, so I'm going to want to use this last step here. But actually you can't do this because they show the dust boot on here, and they talk about trimming off the top of the rubber of the dust boot, making this work. But that will not work because that will send the dust boot all the way through the strut tower, and then you won't have any movement to make your adjustments. So I'm going to go without the dust boot. That way I don't need the additional spacer. You'll see here it shows an additional spacer, and here there's not one. So this is what you want because this moves your piston as high as possible. So you have the still the largest range of motion there. All right, so let's look and see what came in this kit, because they also show some different size spacers, but that's not what comes in the kit now. They only come with these. So here's the spacers it comes with. See, it has two smaller ones, two that are a little bit thicker, and then these are all the same, these 4. I just have them turned different ways. And then it's got a couple of washers here. As far as the stock stuff, what I'm not going to be reusing are the dust boots, which I did trim that rubber piece. I was going to try that out, but that did not work. And don't need this, and you don't need this top cap for that. All you need is the nut here. All right, let me show you how these spacers go on here. So here's my strut. You do want to have the bump stop on here in case you have a full compression of the strut. So what you want is just one of these spacers turn like so, and then after you have everything else mounted on the car, you'll run this strut up through, so it'll come through here like this, and then you'll have another spacer on top, and then you'll have this small spacer here, large spacer rather. Then all you've got left with is the washer and nut. And that's basically the whole assembly right there. So let's go ahead and put these plates on. You can see what that looks like. All right, before we move to the car, I'm going to go ahead and install this onto the plate and put it right about in the center. So just tighten these bolts down in the center, and then we'll move to the car. All right, so over here on top of our strut tower, I want to mount this strut, the initial position before I get it aligned, close to the center here. That's where I'm going to want my piston to come through, center, front to back. And then side to side, I want it closer to the outside, right in this area. That's because with the car lowered, you have more camber with the top of the tire sitting in. So if you move the piston out, it'll straighten up the tire just a little bit where you need it. So that's what I'm going to shoot for when we install this. So let's go ahead and put it on now. All right, so what we want to do first is just put this in from underneath, and this is the only piece that goes in from underneath. Everything else is on top. As you can see, I have an assistant under there. Then you want to put your spacers on, like so. And then you're ready to pop in your assembled plate, like this. And you're going to go ahead and move this closer to the outside, just like that. Then you're ready to tighten your nuts down, as long as you don't drop them. All right, once you get one on there, that should hold it in place. And you want to tighten these down to about 60 foot-pounds. And then you're done, ready for struts. All right, so I didn't record putting the strut in and putting all that together, but just to go over it one more time. First you put one sleeve on the strut, this sleeve. Then you run the strut up through the custom camber plate. And then you put the second sleeve on, this sleeve. And then you just put on the small spacer, and then a washer, and then the nut. Now it looks like it's sticking up through really far, and it is probably more than normal because you want this, you want the strut up as high as possible when the car is really low. And then also you're missing like typical rubber, like donut they call it, and the washer and all that stuff, clamshell. So so it just looks like a longer, more narrow piece sticking up here, but it's really not that much higher, maybe 3/4 of an inch. Still plenty of space here, clearance under the hood. So no worries about that, but that is how it looks, and that is done. Car's sitting down nice and low, exactly where I want it. And also got the hood struts in. Went in really nicely. Put in that piece there that connects. Sorry about my finger there. There's that piece. And then you've got the other piece down here. It's kind of hard to get a shot of it because the hood strut's in the way. All right, my friends, thank you for watching. Please drop any comments or questions down below, and I will see you next time. See ya!